The WNBA owners just dropped a nuclear bomb on the players' union, and the 2026 season is officially on life support. While the mainstream media is busy blaming standard CBA negotiations and revenue splits, the real reason for this shutdown is a secret meeting held in New York that nobody is talking about. We have the receipts, including a deleted Instagram story from Kelsey Plum that showed a redacted internal memo with the words "season suspension" highlighted in red. That post was scrubbed within 4 minutes, but the digital footprint remains, and it points to a total collapse of the relationship between the league office and the superstars who built this new era. The lights are going dark at the arenas, and the practice facilities are being locked up as we speak. This is the moment the league has been fearing since the 2024 explosion of interest, and it looks like the owners are finally ready to pull the plug to keep the players in line. The league is trying to keep this timeline quiet, and they are counting on you to stay distracted by highlight reels while they dismantle the season behind closed doors. We are tracking every deleted post and every backroom deal, so hit subscribe and turn on your notifications right now to join this investigation before the evidence is scrubbed for good. You need to stay ahead of the narrative because the official story is a lie. The spark that lit this entire fire happened during a private dinner following the Unrivaled 3x3 League Finals. Sources close to the players' union suggest that several high-profile owners were livid about the autonomy players like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese have gained through their own private ventures. The tension reached a breaking point when a specific foul during a preseason scrimmage was caught on a trainer's phone showing a veteran player intentionally ignoring a teammate who had fallen. This was not just a basketball play, it was a message sent from the locker room to the front office. The culture war is no longer a subtext, it is the main event. We're seeing a total divide between the old guard, led by legends like Taurasi and Brittany Griner, and the new wave of stars like Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark, who are demanding a seat at the ownership table. To understand why the league is willing to cancel the 2026 season, we have to look back at the history of this friction, which started long before the current CBA strike. This rivalry was forged in the fires of the NCAA championships when Clark and Reese redefined what it meant to be a women's basketball star. The 2023 and 2024 national championships were not just games, they were the blueprint for the leverage the players are using today. When the 2024 draft class entered the league, they brought a level of economic power that the WNBA was not prepared to handle. The veterans who had played for decades for a fraction of the current salaries felt the shift immediately. On her podcast, Unapologetically Angel, she admitted that the target on her back was not just about her play on the court, but about the brand she built off it. This jealousy has evolved into a professional blockade. The owners are using the 2026 CBA negotiations as a weapon to reclaim the power they lost when the players realized they were the ones driving the ratings. During a recent episode of A Touch More with Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe, there was a heavy silence when the topic of the 2026 season came up. Sue Bird mentioned that the vibe in the league has shifted from sisterhood to survival. This is backed up by the forensic analysis of social media activity. If you look at the likes on Aja Wilson's latest Twitter posts, she's engaging with content that criticizes the league's distribution of private jet travel and housing stipends. But more importantly, she's liking posts that suggest the players are ready to walk away entirely. The tunnel walks, which used to be fashion showcases, have turned into silent protests. During the final weeks of the 2025 season, we saw players like Aaliyah Boston and Cameron Brink wearing all black and refusing to speak to league-affiliated media. These were encoded messages to the owners that the union was ready for a total shutdown. The high stakes of the Unrivaled 3x3 League cannot be overstated here. The owners are terrified because the Unrivaled rosters are packed with the league's top 60 players. This league represents a viable alternative where players have equity and higher salaries for a shorter season. In the 2026 context, the owners realize that if they don't crush the players now, the WNBA might become the secondary league. This is why the CBA strike tensions are so high. The owners are threatening to lock out the players and cancel the season to prove that the WNBA brand is bigger than any individual player. But the players are calling their bluff. They know that without the names like Bueckers, Clark, and Reese, the TV contracts will vanish. If we look at the body language during the last meeting between the WNBPA and Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, it was clear that the bridge has been burned. The players sat on one side of the room with their arms crossed, looking at their phones, while the owners presented a revenue model that players felt was designed to keep them as employees rather than partners. There was a specific moment where an owner allegedly told a star player that she should be grateful for the platform the league provided. That was the moment the 2026 season died. The physicality we see on the court is now a reflection of the boardroom. Hard fouls are no longer about the score, they're about the hierarchy. When a veteran gives a hard shoulder to a rookie, it's a reminder that they were here first. When a rookie refuses to help a veteran up, it's a statement that the future is already here. The 2026 CBA strike is the ultimate showdown. The owners are gambling that the players need the paycheck more than the owners need the games. But with the rise of personal sponsorships and the success of the Unrivaled league, the players have a war chest that the old guard never had. The digital forensics show a coordinated effort by the players to move their audiences away from official WNBA channels and toward their own platforms. This is a tactical withdrawal. They're preparing their fans for a year without WNBA basketball by flooding their feeds with personal content and podcast clips that paint the league as the villain. We saw this coming during the Team USA selection drama in 2024 and 2025. The exclusion of certain stars was the first sign that the league office and the basketball establishment wanted to control who the faces of the league would be. Now that the players have taken that control for themselves, the only move the owners have left is to shut it all down. The 2026 season is being held hostage in a game of billionaire chicken. The owners want to reset the market, and the players want to revolutionize it. There is no middle ground left. Looking at the podcast transcripts from Post Moves with Candace Parker, you can hear the frustration in her voice when she discusses the lack of transparency in the league's accounting. She hinted that the revenue being reported is only a fraction of what is actually coming in through new global partnerships. The players believe they are being cheated out of hundreds of millions of dollars. This is the smoking gun. The shutdown is not about a lack of money, it's about a lack of honesty. The owners would rather have no season at all than a season where they have to be transparent about the books. As we look toward the scheduled start of the 2026 training camps, the silence from the league office is deafening. Usually, this is a time of promo shoots and hype videos, but the WNBA's social media has been eerily quiet. Meanwhile, the players are posting from private gyms in overseas locations, suggesting they've already made their plans for a year without the W. The secret meeting in New York wasn't just a negotiation, it was a declaration of war. The owners presented an ultimatum, and the players walked out without saying a word. This is the reality of the 2026 WNBA soap opera. It's a prestige drama where the stakes are the very existence of the league itself. The prediction from insiders is that we will not see a ball tipped off in May. The owners are prepared to lose a year of revenue to break the union. They want to go back to the days when players were happy just to have a jersey. But they're forgetting one thing. The fans follow the players, not the logos. If Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese decide to play a series of exhibition games across the country, they will outdraw a WNBA game in an empty arena any day of the week. The power dynamic has shifted, and the owners are terrified of the world they created. The 2026 season cancellation would be the biggest scandal in the history of women's sports. It would be a self-inflicted wound that might take a decade to heal. But for the people in the boardroom, it's a price they are willing to pay to maintain control. We're watching the destruction of a league in real time, fueled by ego, jealousy, and a refusal to acknowledge that the game has changed. The receipts are all there for anyone who knows where to look. From the deleted tweets to the cold shoulders in the tunnel, the evidence is overwhelming. The WNBA as we knew it is over. The question now is what will rise from the ashes? This isn't just a lockout, it's a takeover attempt that went wrong. The owners thought they could scare the players into submission, but they underestimated the resolve of a generation that has been fighting for respect since they were in middle school. These players don't just want to play basketball, they want to own the game. And if the WNBA won't let them do that, they're perfectly fine with watching it burn. This investigation is far from over because every day a new piece of evidence surfaces, whether it's a cryptic caption on a TikTok or a leaked audio clip from a union meeting. We're going to be here to break it down for you. The league can try to hide the truth, but the internet always finds a way to spill the tea. The next few months will determine the future of professional women's basketball in America. Will the owners fold and give the players the equity they deserve, or will they stick to their guns and let the arena stay dark? Either way, the 2026 season will be remembered as the year the players finally realize their power. Make sure you're subscribed because we're about to deep dive into the specific secret meetings between the owners and the TV networks that might reveal a plot to replace the WNBA with a completely different league structure. You won't want to miss the evidence we found in the latest SEC filings. The drama is only getting started, and the fallout will be historic. If you think the 2024 season was wild, you are not ready for the chaos of 2026. This is the end of an era and the beginning of a revolution, and we have a front row seat to the whole thing. The lights may be going out in the arenas, but here at Basketball Spilled, the investigation is just heating up. Stay tuned for our next deep dive where we reveal the true story behind the Clark and Reese friendship and why the league is desperate to paint them as enemies to distract you from the shutdown. The WNBA owners just dropped a nuclear bomb on the players' union, and the 2026 WNBA season is officially on life support. But while the media is blaming the CBA, the real reason for this shutdown is a secret meeting that nobody is talking about. The 2026 WNBA season is currently a ghost town, and the reasons behind it are much darker than a simple salary dispute. It is about a total shift in power that the owners are desperate to stop. If you want to see the footage the league tried to bury, check out our next video on the secret 2024 draft class pact that changed everything.